Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you. Hello there. Welcome to episode 85 of 15 Minutes of Genius. What exactly do we do here? We bring on great entrepreneurs that have started businesses, typically in CPG, food and beverage, for the layman, CPG, consumer packaged goods, and also consultants, investors, people of all walks of life that can add value and share their knowledge to all the listeners out there. Also you can find 15 Minutes of Genius either on LinkedIn, YouTube, Apple Podcast, and also on Spotify. Big plug to Mark Nicholas, Mark N at ManhattanBeachStudios.net. He's the guy that's putting this whole thing together. There he is. Finally has a camera back there so you can actually see what he looks like. He's the man. He grew that beard all himself. So, big kudos to that. He's a typical producer. Big beard. So, all right. Steven Spielberg, right? He has a beard. So, all right, let's roll into our guest. Met him at the Naturally Los Angeles CPG Mixer, which was a few weeks ago in June. David Kovalevski. He is the founder and CEO of Waka Coffee. That's right, Waka. That is the name. Well, I'm sure we'll hear the story behind the name. On his LinkedIn right now, a little bit about Waka Coffee. They bring the instant back. Their mission is to help more people experience coffee in an easier way, wherever they are. They do it by delivering a simple-to-use and convenient coffee experience direct to consumers and D2C. We'll talk about that as well. Try their quality instant coffee at wakacoffee.com. David, how's it going, my man?
Good. Nice to see you here. Meeting you personally and then seeing you virtually, a little different, than what we used to these days. But thank you for having me.
Exactly. Usually it's the inverse. Yeah, we meet virtually and then in person. So it's good to meet the old-fashioned way, at a mixer drinking alcohol. So, all right. Exactly. So love the background. The simplicity it's beyond simple.
It's Apple style.
Totally Apple style. All that's missing is the black turtleneck, So, yeah, I'm thinking like you're going to debut a new product or something. Like this is like a keynote or something like that.
I wish I was at the level of Apple, but yeah.
Yeah, soon enough, man. Soon enough, you'll be the coffee of the Apple of the coffee world, I should say. All right, so
don't give them any funny ideas, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I think I'm getting too far ahead. Let's talk about, there's a lot of things we can talk about. I want to center in on one thing that I think that can really help a lot of entrepreneurs. But before we get into that, just give a quick kind of elevator talk about Waka Coffee. What is it? Sounds like it's instant coffee. Where's your main business at? Is it D2C? Is it in stores? Where's the product sourced from? What makes you different? And also, I know I'm throwing a lot of questions at you. What does Waka mean? So talk about the product, distribution, and the meaning of Waka.
Yeah, I'll try to unpack them one by one. At first, every time I'm on a podcast, I apologize for my accent. I'm originally from Israel, as you can hear. I moved to the US about 8 years ago, and I worked full-time, went to school full-time, lived in New York City. My schedule, as you can imagine, was 7 a.m. until 11 p.m. every day, and I had to drink a lot of coffee. And I realized I was always chasing the next cup of coffee wherever I was, whether it was on the way to work, at school. I always felt that my coffee experience was very inconsistent and also very expensive. And I was thinking of what did I do when I grew up in Israel, and I realized that I was drinking a lot of instant coffee, and that's what made my coffee experience a little easier. Started looking for instant coffee solutions in the US, asked my friends if they know of any brands. And when I realized that, first, people in the US don't really like instant coffee, and also the brands are not really great, the old school, instant coffee brands. This is when the idea came about to how can I reintroduce an instant coffee product to US consumers and make them experience this product that I grew up on in a better way, in a quality way. So our instant coffee is made from 100% Arabica beans, which are the same type of coffee beans you can find at your local Starbucks or specialty cafe. And we also freeze dried our coffee. The old school brands use an inferior type of coffee bean called Robusta bean, and they also spray dry their coffee. That's why traditional instant coffees have this burnt aftertaste, but also the bitterness. So it's all of it, a question of what beans they're using and what technology they're processing the instant coffee. The name Waka came really from what coffee makes you feel awake, and Waka is just a play on the words being awake. I also studied marketing, so I looked for something that will be relatively short and also represent the brand in a very cohesive way. And that's how I landed on Waka.
Very cool. Yeah, it's definitely, it's really catchy. It's a really cool name. Waka kind of has, it's a little bit quirky, funny, has personality, but it really, really stands out. So forgive my naivete here, because I am not a huge coffee drinker. I remember telling you that when we first met in person. What is instant coffee? Is it something you just literally put in a cup of water and then stir? You don't have to like brew it or anything?
Yeah, that's a great question. And sometimes as a person that grew up drinking instant coffee, I sometimes think that everybody knows what it is. So it's a great opportunity also to kind of explain what it is. So thank you for bringing it up. Mm-hmm. Instant coffee is basically brewed coffee, real coffee that was brewed into a thick concentrate and then either freeze dried or spray dried to become powder. So basically the water is eliminated from this coffee concentrate. And then when people make instant coffee, they basically add water to already brewed coffee, and then you have ready to drink coffee. So all what you do is pour the coffee granules, add water, give it a little stir. Sometimes you don't even need a stir, and you enjoy a fresh cup of coffee every time you make it. It's great if you want to make only one cup at a time. You don't want to run a coffee maker. You don't have room for a coffee maker. And it's really a convenient and easy solution to drink coffee wherever you are.
Yeah, totally. Like you said in the beginning, with running around, being in New York, working all the time, just having that bag and you can just pour it into water. So I think really, really cool idea. There are other companies that have done this, right? I'm not familiar, but are there other instant coffee brands that are competing in that space? And then what makes you, I guess you already explained, it makes you different because of the quality, right? It tastes better, not bitter at the end. Tell me more about the market opportunity.
Sure. So we are really on the combination of how we can deliver our vision. And the vision is to expand the instant coffee category. So we do it by delivering a quality type of product, but we're also an approachable and accessible brand. So there are other instant coffee brands that have a higher quality instant coffee, but their serving of instant coffee costs about $4. We think that this is a barrier for new consumers to get and experience instant coffee. So our main goal is to increase the category, bring new consumers to the category. So the way we do it, we first, one of the most affordable quality instant coffee brands out there. We have the quality instant coffee by itself, which is, like I said, made of 100% Arabica beans and freeze-dried. All of our packaging is more eco-friendly compared to other products, so we don't use any plastics. Our box is recyclable. Our packets are foil-lined craft paper, so not fully recyclable, but as close as we can get at this point. And lastly, we also donate to support clean water initiatives every time you buy our products. So the idea of the combination of creating a different type of instant coffee product that is both different from the old school brands, but also from those newcomers in the instant coffee category. So we really see the sweet spot of we are a quality product, but I don't like using the word premium because I want to still be accessible and approachable to people that just want to enjoy a good cup of coffee whenever they need a good cup of coffee. So, the idea you don't have to spend $4, $5 on a Starbucks or even different coffee product. You can still enjoy it in a more affordable way.
Got it. I want to touch on the D2C, but before getting into that, who are the big juggernauts in the category? I get a question all the time about, from investors and partners, who are the big juggernauts right next to Genius? Who's next to you on the shelf, online? Like, who are the bigger competitors that you're up against?
Yeah, so it depends of how you see the competition. Is it within the instant coffee category, which is our direct competition? So you have Nescafe, Maxwell House, Folgers, Starbucks Via, of course. And then when you look at the opportunity of people getting introduced a new type of coffee, which is instant coffee, so you can expand it to other coffee methods as well. And then you expand to the more traditional coffee brands out there and even the local brands.
Got it. Great. Thank you. And I'm glad it was a shorter answer and straight to the point, which you're really good at, because I want to leave as much time as humanly possible for D2C. And quick announcement, you've launched, we'll make it quick, you launched in Central Market. You're in there now. You're in all, I think they have 9 locations, I believe. 10. Okay, they have a 10th now.
Yeah.
So in Texas, all the Texas peeps out there, go to Central Market, buy Waka Coffee. We'll make sure to post the link below this on store locators and where you can find it. So let's talk about, congratulations. Let's talk about D2C. You started in D2C. That was your strategy going in, right? Not retail. You went D2C first, and now you're breaking into retail. You've had some success, like good success on D2C. Part of the show is really sharing that knowledge, right? That's where, to me, the juice is, right? No pun intended. So tell us, what was your strategy on building your online sales from nothing when you started to a good amount? How did you do that? Are there advertisements? Is it social media? Is it influencers? Tell us what strategy worked for you and actually yielded real results.
Yeah, definitely. So I started the business myself, bootstrapping from day one with $10,000, my own investment. So I don't have any VC or investors backing when I started. Now we have a few investors, but they're all angel investors. So nothing crazy, didn't raise millions. And from the beginning, the idea was, how can we bootstrap our way to success? How can we growth hack as much as possible? So everything from responding to questions on Quora, to sending samples to reporters, to creating SEO blogs. We did it all. What really kind of gave us a lot of success is both press features that we landed, and all of them were free, by just emailing reporters, sending them samples, following up, making sure to give a really good pitch initially, and then from all these press appearances, we are now on pretty much all the top instant coffee lists online. So when a consumer is thinking about drinking instant coffee or evaluating options, we are on the first page on Google, either organically or through third party that reviewed our products or included us in their roundup. So we've seen a lot of success from this press. And then also we have a pretty robust blog. So we'll write everything about coffee, recipes, tips, guides, and we see a lot of traffic that comes organically to our website through these SEO blogs as well.
That's great. We're talking to the SEO master, by the way, because I looked at your LinkedIn. You have a lot of experience in SEO, what they call search engine optimization. I think a big takeaway that I'm getting from you, David, is adding value for people, right? With recipes, different ways you can make instant coffee and do it yourself, DIY kind of stuff, and then putting it on your website. And then a lot of people are going there and saying, this is how I can make instant coffee. Here's different ingredients I can put in. And they end up buying it from your website because they're seeing a lot of value on the blog. So people out there, we're even doing it on ours, right? We have a new Genius Juice site talking about recipes with blended smoothies and different ways you can use. How do you Genius? That's our marketing angle. How can you Genius with our product? So I love the approach. Let's talk about paid ads. Are you doing any paid ads for Google specifically to get on the top of the list? I know you're getting there organically, but are you paying for any of that?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So most of our blog posts will not be branded or for instant coffee keywords, specific instant coffee. So we do have to blend it with paid search media as well. So our blog post will be more of what's called a long tail keyword. So if somebody's looking the difference between instant coffee and ground coffee, or what you can make with instant coffee, then will appear organically really high. But for really competitive keywords like instant coffee or best instant coffee, we're either going to run ads or appear through this other press releases, press features we had. In terms of Google specifically, we run both shopping ads and also text-based ads. We do also remarketing, sponsored ads, and display ads. And then we're also running a lot of ads on Amazon as well. We've seen a lot of traffic moving back and forth from Amazon to Shopify. And a really good app for everyone's watching. And I found it from just another website. It's a post-purchase questionnaire called Enquire. And basically, you can ask customers when they check out, how did they hear first about your product? And we get a lot of insights through that. So if we see that most of our customers come from a Google ad, we'll increase our budget on Google. If we see a lot of people, first finding us on Amazon, we might adjust our Amazon ads or how we perform on Amazon. So that really helped us, allocating our budgets.
Got it. I feel like I want to take notes right now, right after our interview. I'm going to okay, I need to remember all this and put it into my phone, even though I can watch, this recording later. So it's called Post-Purchase Inquiry. That's the program.
The app name is Enquire. It's a Shopify app. Okay. Yeah.
Got it. Good to know. Anyone, all the Shopifyers out there, which is basically 90% of all the CPG brands selling online, Inquire, and it's spelled Inquire.
Right? I think it's with E. They do it like ENQ.
Oh, Inquire. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
that's smart.
I think that's
that way they can grab the brand name, right? Because it's spelled differently, right? It's like instead of you could use the word wake, but everyone's using that. You're using Waka because no one's using that. I love it.
That's true.
Very cool, and people still know what it means, right? Even though it's spelled differently. So very cool stuff. I want to keep digging into this, but we're running out of time. But congratulations on your online success and also your foray into retail, starting with Central Market, and I'm sure many more. So let's get into our next segment, which is called Rapid Fire Questions.
Rapid Fire Questions.
All right, just going to pick up my 15 Minutes of Genius mug and grab a sip.
I hope it's a Waka Coffee there. You don't drink coffee, but...
I don't, but I should, especially during the show because I need all the energy I can get. So we're taping the shows at night, and I'm working during the day, and I went on a long run today, so, I could probably use some coffee right now. So that's a good plug for Waka Coffee right there. So, because I don't have a blender, I don't have a coffee maker here. All right, so let's get into the questions. I ask you a bunch of questions. You're going to give me a bunch of answers. We'll do it as fast as we can. You ready?
I hope so.
Yeah. All right, here we go. You're born ready, man. All right. NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
I think NSYNC.
Yep. I heard NSYNC is more popular in Israel for some reason.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, one of the members, I don't know if he's Israeli, but, there's some connection there. I heard it somewhere. First thing you do when you wake up?
Unfortunately, check my emails.
Yep, on your phone, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
It's all good. Everyone does it. Most people. Movie you can watch an unlimited amount of times?
I'm really bad at remembering after I watch a movie, but I think Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio. I really like that.
Yep. Song you can listen to an unlimited amount of times?
I'm really Spotify listener to whatever comes.
There you go. Favorite sport to watch?
I love tennis.
Tennis. Okay. I was going to guess soccer because soccer is really big in Middle East, Europe.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah. More tennis, I guess.
Tennis is good. Who's your favorite tennis player of all time?
Probably Roger Federer, but it's a little obvious. Everyone likes him, but yeah.
Cool. Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or Google Meet?
Definitely Zoom.
Yeah, me too. What is your spirit animal?
A cat. I think a cat.
Nice. Love cats. Window seat or aisle seat on an airplane?
Aisle, for sure. I have to walk. I have to go to the restroom like 5 times.
Same here, man. The bladders seem to get smaller when you're on an airplane, right? You have to like get up so much.
Yeah.
Peanut
and
butter.
if you drink a lot of coffee too.
Yeah, you drink a lot of coffee. And what's cool about it is it's instant, so you can take the powder on board and then mix it in with water. I mean, how freaking genius is that? So
you need to make our videos.
Yeah, I'll be your testimonial. You know, I'll have to take a video of me going on a plane and making the coffee. TSA friendly, they're calling it. TSA friendly. So peanut butter or almond butter, or neither?
Peanut butter.
Are you an omnivore, flexitarian, vegetarian, or a vegan?
I'm a pescatarian.
Pescatarian. First time anyone's answered that on the show. Congratulations. Mark, we should have something like confetti go down. Like, first time someone answering this question. He's probably working on that right now. Cold weather or hot weather?
Cold weather, which is a little hard in California, but cold weather.
There you go. LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan.
Ginger or turmeric?
Neither.
Neither. Okay, that's the first time someone's ever answered that as well. We got to get some confetti out here, Mark. I know you're working on it. Favorite food or drink if you're stuck on a deserted island? You cannot say Waka Coffee and you cannot say Genius Juice.
Does it have to be drink or food too?
Anything, food or drink.
Pizza.
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 Right on. All right, well, that is Rapid Fire Questions with David Kovalevski, founder, CEO of Waka Coffee. Your local, if you're in Texas, your local Central Market, and obviously online on Amazon and also on the website Waka Coffee, WAKA coffee.com. Congratulations, man, on all your success, and thank you so much for joining us on episode 85 of 15 Minutes of Genius.
Thank you for having me.
Got it, man. All right. I will see you at the next mixer. So that is episode 85. Big plug to Mark Nicholas, Mark N at ManhattanBeachStudios.net for all your editing needs. I say desires. I'm going to change it to needs. You can do your own podcast, man. If you're in LA and you're an entrepreneur, you can come in here, sit down, and he will make everything awesome. And you can do a podcast, interview people. I mean, it's great exposure for your brand and for you. So make sure to reach out to Mark N at ManhattanBeachStudios.net. Also, make sure to listen to our show. We're on Apple Podcast, also on Spotify, and on LinkedIn and YouTube. So, again, episode 85 in the books. And one last thing, stay Waka and genius, my friends.
Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you.